Ponlo, talk to me about this Death Prophet as well. Where do you think that one's going to be going for OB.Neon?
Death Prophet, huh? I mean,
Do you like the pick?
it's likely gonna be an offlane, I think, because they kind of need a range hero to pair with the Nyx on the offlane. I mean, that's usually the standard, but of course they can also pick a melee hero. It doesn't really matter. It's a Abaddon anyway. It's not a big deal. But this DP, like, I'm wondering what kind of carry they're gonna pick, and the only one I'm really seeing is Luna, but Luna is kind of bad against TB, so I'm not so sure. Maybe Juggernaut?
So this this Terrorblade obviously limiting quite a few options for OB.Neon, and I'm going to say Fnatic has gone with it because it worked out pretty well for them last game. Whilst they didn't, win the game out, he was ridiculously strong and definitely something that they wanted to play around. GoDz, I want to also know a little bit more, like, what bans do you think are going to be coming out from Fnatic?
I guess it depends what you can get here a bit. Because there's still that question mark: is Death Prophet going to be mid or offlane? I think Neon's deciding right now is there carry or mid more, because they're going to pick twice in a row here, so they want to figure out do they want to pick a TB count. If they want something like a Zeus again, they're going to go for the PL. So they pick a carry that counters the TB. There is illusion clear with the Leshrac. So Fnatic have kind of an answer to the PL, but the problem is this Leshrac, as Ponlo said, is in this position where, as an offlaner, you're going for the team items, the survivability, the Hood, the Greaves, and if you want to blow up this Lesh with Nyx AA, you definitely can. So I don't really feel like you can rely on the Lesh to deal with the PL illusions.
The Conquer ban is coming out as well. I also, Ponlo, you had a bit of a reaction to the PL. Are you not a fan of the PL pick coming through here?
I just feel like their heroes want to do different things, right? Like, I suggested the Luna, I suggested the Juggernaut, because I feel like it sort of matches the tempo of what Neon want to do. But this is like what I said. Like, I feel like 3 of their players want to play fast, and then your carry player wants to play slow. And then you end up with this draft that's like lopsided. So right now, the question is really going to be, is Fnatic going to put this Lash as a mid lane so that he can eventually counter the PL? But he has to play into this Nyx AA. And there is a solid chance of that happening, I think.
Is there a space where, they pick another sort of early game aggressive hero here as their last pick, and they sort of just, like, as the 4, kind of really be applying a lot of pressure in order to give the PL space? So, like, try and play both sides of it, be aggressive early, but also if it doesn't go too well, then they have the PL to fall back on. Is that a possibility?
I feel like at a lower level of Dota, like, a lot of teams do that, because it's like you're almost like, let's just 4v5 and we win, and then at least I have an insurance plan. But I feel like at this level of Dota, that doesn't really happen anymore. Like, if your draft looks lopsided, your opponent is just gonna abuse it, either by being really fast or being really slow. So they pick up an Ember.
Yeah, we also saw the Fnatic team ban out Zeus and Storm Spirit, so they've gone with the Ember Spirit. What do you think is that more comfort, or are they trying to counter someone on Fnatic here, trying to, like, pick something to limit their last pick options?
I think it's just about there's no more mid heroes that are good against TB, because Fnatic banned out the Storm and the Zeus. Like I said before, like, Neon's not gonna get a last pick Zeus against this TB anymore.
Legion Commander.
Legion? What?
It's
God, is that something that you expect?
I mean, with Death, it's his signature hero, as Ponlo will say. It's a save as well. They have double save with Legion as well as Abaddon. I feel like this really sets up... This makes this mid-lesh possible, because that's their way of dealing with a PL, but then you're like, okay, how do you play mid-lesh in a Nyx AA? Well, you have a Legion, you have an Abaddon who can shield him, so I like it a lot. I think it's a really good pick for a Fnatic.
I'm definitely leaning towards Fnatic's draft here. I really like it. I'm liking the look of it. I'm also maybe a little bit biased to Legion. I think she's a really good hero out here, so I do hope he has an outstanding performance on her. But GoDz, which draft? Which side are you going to be picking for this one?
I would lean Fnatic a little bit, but at the same time, like, it's like 55-45. I feel like it's so close between these two teams. Yopaj has just been playing so well this entire series, so I feel like if the 4 Neon players can do a lot while Natsumi gets and comes online early with like a fast defusal, this game could potentially still go Neon's way.
Yeah, it seems quite even and something that's going to be coming down to the players. But Ponlo, quickly, what are your thoughts on these two drafts and which side are you picking?
I think Fnatic's gonna stomp them.
Stomp, you reckon?
Bold.
Yeah.
You just, no doubt in your mind, you're like, I absolutely love that lineup. It's, you know, OB.Neon's lineup isn't something they're comfortable on, and so you just think Fnatic's going to stomp them. But I guess there's only one way to find out, and that is to get in the game. Good luck to both of you, and I look forward to who comes out as the winner.
Alrighty, well, we're going to find that out here as we have the beloved Game 3. We hadn't had any yet today. We had several yesterday, but it's only fitting that these two teams, both in the upper bracket, both maybe not favorites to win the SEA region. I think a lot more people were kind of tipping either TNC, even some people had Motivate Trust as a likely team to come out, but pretty much everyone would have had Fnatic as well as Neon in their top 4 or top 5 teams in the Southeast Asia region. So a clash going to Game 3 is definitely going to deliver the hype. You said you think Fnatic's going to stomp it. Is that just a draft thing, a gut thing? Is that just a fanboying Death Legion thing? What's that about?
Probably like 50% fanboying death. I mean, it doesn't really matter what hero he plays. I'll favor them anyway. Yeah. So you can ignore 50% of it. But oh wait, they just almost resumed without Ember. I think like I just don't really see the connection in Neon's draft, and I think a lot of it is gonna depend on Yopaj styling on Chen mid and getting a lead, like getting a kill and snowballing on this Ember. Because if he snowballs on Ember, like if he wins his lane like the last 2 games, I think he can definitely like mess Fnatic up like the side lanes. But as long as Chen, you know, does better this time, I think I don't think Neon really have any tools to play the game. Like they're gonna be able to take 1 tower, sure, top lane, and then with the DPLT. But after that, I'm not so sure their lineup.
I'm enjoying some of the old chat. That's asking them to stop bullying him, and then he's there. OB.Neon's like, "How can we bully you? You've got a Lion LC lane." And then Jabs is like, "Yopaj, please stop bullying me." After last game.
Yeah.
A lot of friendship.
Especially has a lot of friendship, yeah, with the Neon players. He always talks to me about the Neon players, about how much he enjoyed playing in the Singapore Major with them.
I mean, getting top 6 at a Valve Major against some of the best teams in the world was a huge accomplishment for obviously OB.Neon as well as individual players and stand-in at the time Death. So they're looking to do some repeat of that. Wow, an early D ward. Looks like the Radiant team got a ward up first, so they knew there was a ward there, and then they're gonna deny their own ward, perhaps bait Fnatic into wasting a sentry. That could be the play here.
Yep, I've seen CTM plays this ward like in every game, right? He always has this ward or the one behind him, on the one on the left of the Roshan on the cliff. Like he consistently always has an ops.
Yeah, you mentioned the one on the left side is more about being able to stack your ancients and protect yourself, but Nyx is not really a hero that's going to be stacking as much as a range support.
Yep.
Here we go. Things will break out over some of these runes. Both teams sending a couple of heroes to either rune, and it looks like Jabs is actually going to be able to sneak a rune to give Fnatic a small edge. Nothing really.
Chen on the mid lane, he's like, guys, I need every ounce of help I can get. I'm gonna block my lane. I'm not coming for bounty runes. You guys, good luck.
And we have seen Yopaj, Yopaj has overall had the better of this mid lane matchup. Obviously, last game got a solo kill at level 1 on the Zeus versus DK matchup, but even game 1, playing the Invoker into TA, it felt like Yopaj mechanically has been the more sound laner at least.
Yep, for the first few levels for sure. After that, I feel like Chen, at least Chen he's a good mid player. He understands how to get back into the game, so he didn't have issues getting into the game. It's more like just the first few waves where he looks like he struggles a bit against Yopaj.
Both teams just trading some blows early on. Again, we've got that Raven hard carry TB. He's playing into the PL, but overall, would you say this is a pretty good game to have a TB on your side?
Yeah, I mean, PL is good against TB, but TB is good against AA because you can sunder through the Ice Blast. And I mean, at the end of the day, you have 2 saves. Like, this is definitely a game the TB can play like late game, like out carry this PL, I think.
Well, mid lane, a lot of harassment on Yopaj, but he's already off to a great start with 7 last hits and 4 denies onto this last track. Something that Chuan has to be careful of.
This bottom lane is not gonna be fun for Natsumi at all. LC is definitely one of the best heroes against PL in the lane.
Yeah, and that's where this last big Legion, yeah, playing against the PL and having a really good lane. AA, not a hero that's going to be able to secure this lane, could be tricky for him. We do see AA, actually Natsumi rotate, Japs gets frozen by the cold feet, so he's waiting for another second before an Impale comes up, and he's going to have it to get the kill on Natsumi. That's first blood, and they're not done. The power of this Lion LC lane being shown off here as Death's Master Tier. And Jabs is going to go for a feed on the tier 2 tower. He may find, okay, the courier is being micro, but yeah, he's just going to deny himself. AA trying to get in range for XP, but he's too far away.
Yep, Death is just the kind of offlane that in every team that he plays in, he kind of always asks whether he can have the last pick, because that's his strength. You know, this is his specialty. To get the last pick and in a favorable matchup.
And it was good because it wasn't like the plan from the start was always to give him the last pick. When they picked the last track, it was like, you could play this with the Nyx, or if we can run it mid against the PL, we will. So they at least left the option open for him to have that counter pick, as we saw earlier, like when he played the Slardar into the Lifestealer. So Fnatic are happy to kind of set him up for success.
Yep, definitely. Like, teams need to learn from how these teams draft and how they leave the options open for these players to shine.
Well, I mean, you mentioned it's a decent TB game. It sounded like it's, playing PL into Leshrac as well as Legion Commander, maybe making this not the best PL game, though.
Exactly. Like, the strong part about the PL against the TB is that the TB doesn't really know which is a real PL. It's hard for the TB to hit the PL. But because of the LC and the Lesh, like, I think the PL illusions might be hard for Natsumi to have his illusions alive during the fight. So the TB is just gonna hit the real PL, and like the Skadi and with like some Daedalus or something, like this PL is not gonna be able to man fight the TB.
We're seeing some continued aggression coming out onto Natsumi as back at the other lanes, just looking to secure the TB's farm as best as possible. It's been a complete constant harass battle in this mid lane as Yopaj has to chew through all of these bottle charges and will be looking for a 4-minute water rune, and he's managing to win this lane. 5 last hit advantage, a couple deny advantage as well, so doing well, but Chuan at least getting his own. It's not really the kind of difference in CS that's going to have a big impact on this game.
Yep, really interesting that none of the supports came for the runes, considering how important the water runes are for this matchup. Really surprised that the Nyx didn't choose to come, because I mean the DP should do pretty okay against the Abaddon, and TB don't really have any kill potential on the DP.
Yeah, I saw the Abaddon went for the enemy bounty rune, but I guess, yeah, going for that rather than the water runes, but trying to make sure the TB has an okay time. And it does feel like, both teams are going to slow things down, play that kind of more farm game. Any big moves that you're kind of expecting early on? Obviously, mid heroes like an Ember, level 6, can make rotations. Is that going to be part of the game plan for OB.Neon here?
Yeah, for sure. I think the lane to move to would be top lane, because bottom lane is kind of too strong for the Ember to move. Like, the LC is not really afraid of the Ember. Yeah. I think the Ember needs to move to the top lane when he's ready to go into the TB and the Abaddon, and then use the EXO. He's gonna get the EXO at, I think, around 8 minutes. So the Ember can choose to rotate there around that time, 8 to 9 minutes, to help the DP get the top tower.
But no point in the steering chains yet, but
the key for Neon is that they don't let the Lash touch their tower while they are doing such a thing.
Got it. Yeah, and he's going for the maxi field down at bottom. They go charging in. They want this Yanuel AA, and they'll get him. Some damage on a Natsumi as well with the not just Orb of Venom, but full-on Orb of Corrosion. Legion Commander making their life miserable as he really pressures this lane.
I don't think this lane is laneable anymore. I think after this wave, this Natsumi is gonna look for something else to do. Like, this looks pretty hard. Like 6 minutes, he only has 17 CS. It's rough.
By the way, Jabs TP'd mid. This just looks like a play to secure the 6-minute rune, knowing that Yopaj is going to be looking to rotate. He makes sure he's in the right position. As
Very smart
Rune
play by
will
Jabs.
spawn bottom. Yeah.
Understanding that his LC is really strong enough to stand alone. And using his time and resources elsewhere.
Yeah. I mean, TPs aren't cheap these days. That's 100 gold.
Oh, Trent
And he's
got a haste
committed
rune though.
just to secure a rune. Okay. And he's
Disco
rotating.
Pony is coming.
Oh, level 6 Lesh. That's definitely an AA kill. The question is, can he get more than that? TP coming in from the Nyx. AA going to go down, and I imagine Lesh is just going to have to run the hell out of there. Nyx perhaps not realizing right away there was a hasted Lesh. Wastes his TP to come down to this bottom lane.
Yep, and this just opens up the Abaddon to move away from top lane because the Nyx TP bot. So now DJ can go, you know, make some stacks. He can actually double stack because of the miscall, I think. So, or he can just stand behind the mid lane and nullify the Ember's kill threat. But the Ember is actually going top.
Yep, that's the lane you want him to go for. He's held onto a skill point, so if he wants, he can level up the Searing Chains. But Raven, recognizing that, you know, top lane not the safest place to be, is going to make his way into the jungle. This is a level 5 TP, so you're more than happy to start jungling now that you've got the treads, quelling blade, couple slippers. You've got what you need to be a jungler now.
Yep, I imagine the PL as well is gonna join the jungle clan really soon. I don't think Natsumi is happy. 22 CS at 7 minutes. That is very sad.
It's also the 7-minute mark. I feel like so many of these carries time their rotation to the jungle to get those neutral items because they make such a big difference to your game. Especially tier 1 neutral items just all seem OP.
Possess Mask.
Yeah.
That thing is...
Yep. Well, we'll see what they get. PL gets an early Ocean Heart, Ironwood Tree, so just some stat items, nothing too crazy. And we'll see if the moves from OB.Neon are going to be coming out soon. That Death Prophet Exorcism does come online now, so 7 minutes in, they have that ability to perhaps start considering going for that offlane tower where DJ is currently camped out trying to protect it. As mid lane, actually, Onryu, TP's mid instead. Death Prophet going for the mid tower. Jab's committed the Impale, so he may just get chased down here. The Hex slow is not going to be enough because Yopaj shows up with the Searing Chains, and Jabs will go down with the Exorcism. They can do some good damage to this tier 1. Meanwhile, bottom, Lesh did take a very quick tier 1 with the level 4 Diabolic Edict, so it may be a bit of a tower trade, but the tier 1 mid, the much more important one, and Fnatic, knowing this, want to defend it.
Yep, it's still a favorable trade for Fnatic, I think. Even though they lost mid tower half HP, because Neon are not gonna be able to come and touch this tower again, I think. Like, even though it's half HP, I think they are well equipped to be able to fight on Fnatic. So taking the bot tower and opening up the map for the TB to farm at the bot lane soon is really important for them.
Yeah, the response was not really proportionate from the OB.Neon side. Just getting that tier 1 mid down to half health, and it feels like Fnatic are just having their way, getting aggressive wards down. Natsumi's going to TP out of this bottom lane, recognizing that this is, having lost the tower, you just can't play. Even in the jungle, he can't play. He has to go top.
That is a really bad TP, I think. Like, now this DP is so sad. What is this DP gonna do? He has no EXO, they can't force top tower.
Is there... Yeah, any world Fnatic may just go for that tier 1 mid with the Edict if they want to now as well. They know there's no Exorcism. OB.Neon trying to drag creep waves away from this tower as Leshrac is nearby, just going to hide in the trees with the Edict. It looks like, yeah, Radiant... Okay, Radiant Glyph is up, so they can keep this alive a little bit longer, but it is going to die fast to Edict.
Fnatic is just doing everything that they're supposed to do.
Yep. Showing how this Lesh can play a tempo game. And we've seen the last game from OB.Neon. This time it's in the Fnatic hands, and they're doing a great job with it. Really limiting OB.Neon's options as far as playing the map. OB.Neon do get that top tier 1 tower, so they do finally take the offlane tower, but losing mid lane, not an equal trade at all.
Well, yeah, it's pretty good that they managed to take a top tower. I personally didn't think that they were going to be able to do it, but I was wrong. So it ended up being a very good move by the PL.
And then straight down the bottom lane. CTM, I don't think he was ready for this move to happen so fast. The Split Earth does get Carapace. CTM then gets jeweled, so he won't get a chance to use the Impale. So he goes down, and this tier 2 tower could get pressured. Another glyph may be forced here. creeps to stop the Edict damage and to clear out some creeps, but if Fnatic take this tier 2 tower this early on, they got another creep wave coming. They're gonna perhaps give up this mid tier 1 tower to take bottom lane. We're gonna have to see if that's the call for Fnatic, because OB.Neon not addressing bottom at all.
Yep, I think it's a good trade actually for Fnatic. Like this bot tower opens up the outpost. Oh, but Neon look like they're defending though.
Yeah, they realize they can't just let this one go. There's a kill as Jabs finds Omrio at the mid lane. OB.Neon do manage to defend bottom, but they have to rotate a lot of heroes here. Death actually just running into 3 heroes. I think he thought it was Yopaj alone. Turns out it was the whole party.
Oh no. That was so close to being like fine. Yeah, Death definitely overestimated himself there.
Gives away a kill as PL is taking over the enemy jungle to get his farm, working on a fast defusal. So does this feel like a game where Natsumi's going to have to fight early, or is he going to be trying to farm more for the late game?
I don't. If he doesn't fight early, I don't think there's going to be a late game to speak of.
Okay.
Like he's going for the diffuser blade. I think he knows, he understands that somehow they have to win a fight. I mean, and it's completely possible. If Fnatic just make one mistake with the meta and they lose one fight, like Neon can just take Rosh, they can just take towers because they have objective damage.
Yep. Well, let's see if they can find that one fight. The setup does exist. That's why the Ember Spirit was picked for. Gives them a way to find these pickoffs to start some fights. Nyx Assassin there as well, so
And
we'll see what they can do.
Third time's the charm.
Oh,
Oh man!
denied.
Come on! Give the guy a break.
Yes, strategically the tower's still down, but gold-wise, you know, OB.Neon can really use whatever they can find right now.
Ooh, tasty haste, yummy haste rune for the Ember bot. This is going to be quite important for the next fight.
Yeah. He's gone back for that Orb of Corrosion himself, so looking to boost up some of that early game damage and be able to burst down heroes like the Leshrac a bit better. Looks like OB.Neon prioritizing some of these support levels. AA still not level 6, so going to be given the lane down bottom. We'll see whether or not... Do you think either of these teams looking to make a move? We see Fnatic going for a smoke here. They scan out OB.Neon too. OB.Neon themselves are smoked up. Both teams feeling like this is the time to make a play. Death is the bait of the bottom lane, but instead OB.Neon, they find the jump. They find some of these supports here. They get Jabs, but he gets shielded up right away. As we'll see things settle down. Both teams backing off. I believe we're having some stream issues, maybe. I'm not sure what's going on here. All right, well, we'll be coming back in. I don't know if you guys on the stream can hear me, but game feed coming back in soon. All right, well, you guys can hear us. Ponlo, what's going on? This is welcome to you're getting the full caster experience. You get to do a radio cast now where you tell people what's going on without them seeing the game.
All right.
So it's
all right, guys.
it's a rite of
visualize
passage
with me, all right?
Yeah.
Visualize with me, okay? Like, okay, look at your map, guys. Ember's farming bottom. He's pushing it out. Death LC is running away. So now on the AA, he's standing mid lane with Enryu. They're pushing out the mid wave. Chen is pushing out the mid wave for Fnatic as well. And everyone's just farming, honestly. Nothing is happening. Don't worry, you guys are not missing anything.
It's funny because it's been the theme of a lot of these games where so much is at stake with TI qualifiers. It felt like every OB.Neon game in DPC leagues, there was like, 20 kills at 15 minutes. These games, 15 minutes in, 5 to 10 kills.
Exactly, but it's really nice to see, right? Because, I mean, as a C player myself, over the years, all the other analysts and casters have been talking about how C players really lack discipline and, C players late game decision making is really bad. But I feel like with these TI qualifiers, we have seen how much C players have improved in this department. They are playing so much more disciplined. But I mean, it's also cost $40 million is on the line. But at least we see some improvement in players like generally, right?
Yeah. So just a reminder, guys, we will be working to get up the game feed for you momentarily. As the game stands, not a whole lot of action. Both teams just trying to, farm up for some of their item timings. Fnatic do have a small gold lead. They are going to be going for one play down the bottom lane. Death on the Legion. He's often been on the receiving end of some of these ganks. Is going to get found by Nyx, but they miss the Impale. Dodges the stun. Ooh, lot being committed there and no kill for OB.Neon. They're going to try take this bottom tier 1 tower while they can. Right now, visualize 3-4 OB.Neon heroes pushing the bottom tier 1. Fnatic have death there, throwing out the overwhelming odds to try and delay it. We'll have to see if they go for the defenses. We do come back in. And you guys can see for yourself exactly where things are at. But that's the exorcism down. That's a big ultimate being committed. No kill and no tower.
Natsumi actually went back for a hood on the PL after the diffuser, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's against a Lash. It's pretty common. I really think like Neon need to like speed up this game. The moment their IXO is up, they need to make a smoke. Oh, Fnatic though.
Well, yeah, they're the ones making a smoke because they know there's no exorcism. They rotate in. Jabs is a blink dagger, so he gets the Hex into the Impale with a finger. Can they blow up Yopaj here? The Ice Blast is going to be flying on in from the Radiant side, but Ember goes down with the Splitter Earth Chain Stun. And now they get a Jewel at. That's on Ryu, on the Death Prophet, and he's got no backup whatsoever. That's going to be an extra +1 kill. Fnatic find 2 core heroes.
So clean. Raven is already pushing the bot lane before the move even happened. Now they get a kill. 2 kills, 2 core kills into a tier 2 tower bot. That's like the best thing that could have happened for Fnatic.
Swift will come out to deal with some creeps here, but it looks like Fnatic are just going to tank the tower damage with the Edict and Metamorphosis. That's a tier 2 tower, which can lead to an outpost. This game could slip away quickly from OB.Neon if they're not careful.
Yep, right now what needs to happen on the map is the TB, probably when his meta is down, he's going to play around the bot side of the map and keep sending illusions to farm the bottom side. Because Fnatic, what they want to do is play the top side of the map and threaten the Rosh, I think.
CTM's Nyx does a great job scouting out a couple of heroes behind that tier 2 tower in the Vendetta. Before he's going to back off. He's going to be careful. Fnatic have been... It feels like they've been really on top of the Sentry Ward game. I think this is what, the second or third game they played against this Nyx? They're always littering the map with sentries.
Yep. The Fnatic supports, like, even throughout yesterday and today's games, like I feel like it's so distinct. They are smart with their sentries and their ops. Everything is done with so much intent, I feel.
How tough is this game going to be for the PL, do you feel? Like, he's farming and only a little bit behind the TB, but his teammates are not really keeping up as well as he is. Is this a game you can see PL just kind of solo carrying if it goes long enough?
I feel like as long as Def saves his overwhelming odds for the PL in the fights, I don't think the PL is going to be able to do that much. Because the illusions just all die too quickly. And like in the late game, right? Like when Lion has level 25, he has AoE Hex, so I mean I doubt we're gonna get to that point.
We'll see if, just how late this game goes. Fnatic with an early lead are perhaps going to be looking to take some of those objectives like Roshan themselves with perhaps their next rotations or smoke ganks, for example. But most of their key early game items, it feels like, on their core heroes, so what would OB.Neon have to say about that? Because, right now, PL's just been camping out this top jungle. Do you think he needs to be making a move or joining up with his team sometime soon?
I think he's looking to finish the Manta before he fights because it's quite a huge power spike for him. And it also gives him another source of illusions, right? Like if the LC uses overwhelming odds on all his illusions, then he has a Manta to suddenly make more illusions. So I think they're gonna wait for the Manta before they really try to make a big fight happen.
Makes sense. As Fnatic smoke up, rotate toward the Roshan pit. CTM doing such a good job. He just scouted like that entire move. He first saw them in the bottom Radiant jungle, and he followed the smoke, and he managed to pop it. Doesn't get caught by the dust. Basically keeps his entire team alive from this smoke gank.
Yep. These support players are... Their edge over other players is that they are really intelligent about the game, and we can see these are the evidence.
Ooh, PL going on in, looking to burn the Abaddon's mana. There's the overwhelming odds, and the PL gets caught by the Blink Jewel. He was not ready for the Blink Dagger. The fresh pickup catches him by surprise. He's got no buyback. We're looking for the Exorcism to try and punish this one. Death is on the run. He's got an Abaddon to kind of help him out there with the shields and the heals. There's a Yule Scepter into a Split Earth stun on Ryu. Needs to try to take his way through this one. I don't think he's going to be able to do so. That's 2 dead. Fnatic with the Raven Metamorph as well, looking to just keep OB.Neon away. They've killed 4 now with the supports falling as well. That could easily set up a Roshan as they just walk on in. PL just got deleted. The overwhelming odds in the Blink Jewel just annihilated him.
Yep. Even though there's a low, in general, there's a low probability of an LC catching out a PL with a duel, because the PL is just generally quite evasive. But the moment you get something like that, and I can't even entirely blame Natsumi, right? I don't think it's like, it's just, just something that sometimes it just happens, and this is the kind of game that it loses you the game when something like that happens.
Yeah, this feels like OB.Neon well and truly on the back foot. Both game 1 and game 2, it felt like, you know, the first 30 minutes or so was neck and neck, neither team pulling away. But right now, Fnatic, not just with like this ages advantage, but it just feels like all their timings and the way their draft matches up against OB.Neon, it doesn't feel like there is any easy answers for Neon here.
Yep, and this is like, this goes back to the thing I was talking about in the draft where Neon's draft is lopsided, you know? Like, some of their heroes want to play fast, PL wants to play slow. The DP and the Ember, look, they have a total of 3 kills. This is Neon Esports. 20 minutes, 3 kills. It's not their MO, you know? This is not their strongest strategy.
It's definitely been something we've seen this whole series. Even game 1 and 2 where they kind of played fast. Like, they had these heroes that were looking to fight and take objectives, but even those games, they were getting very few kills compared to their normal past games, so... Definitely maybe something Fnatic game planned for and knew how to kind of address. Oh, jabs. Blink, 2-hero Impale. Ice Blast not going to do anything at all as the Blink Jewel was there to secure some bonus damage. Death has the Ag Shard now as well.
Yep, I'm not really sure what Neon can do at this point. Like, they really had to snowball off the lanes, especially their Ember on mid, somehow, with a power rune and like make sick rotations. But as you can see, like, 20 minutes, Yopach, his score is 1-1-1. Like, it's not really his fault. It's more like Fnatic are not messing up. They are not giving free kills to this Ember to snowball. Like, they haven't even used the Ice Blast to get like any kills at it. Like, times are rough for Neon.
Yeah, you mentioned the OB.Neon MO and Fnatic knowing it just as well as everyone have game planned and basically shut down any openings for OB.Neon in basically all 3 of these games to snowball off of a bunch of kills. They force them to play these late game scenarios. And in this game, Fnatic just crushed things so hard that they are in a position to go high ground. They lose Lesh. That's a very easy quick ages. Ice Blast there on the respawn. Have they got the damage to kill Schwan? He gets helped out by the press the attack. I think he was expecting maybe Death to bail him out on the first life, but...
Yeah, definitely messed up his position there. Got double stunned by the Nyx.
They'll defend their high ground and force Fnatic to back off. Kind of waste their Aegis in some ways. I mean, it doesn't really change the state of the game too much. It just means Fnatic are going to have to go back and slow things down, but they blink. I say slow things down. They've got other ideas in mind. On Ryu gets bursted and blown up. Ab's blinking in, maybe in some trouble here. Death has the press the attack in a couple of seconds, and the saves all over the place. The shields, the press the attack. They've just got all the answers to any aggression coming out from OB.Neon, who's still stuck on that 3-kill mark as they blink in again. Death goes in with the self-press the attack. Didn't have a jewel, but it doesn't matter. They just take out the Nyx as Death Prophet forced to buy back, and Fnatic just having their way.
Raven also has a Talisman of Evasion. He bought that component first against the PL, which is pretty smart.
Quan charges in, 2-hero split out into an Impale. Can they bring down on Ryu? That's going to be a dieback if he can't keep himself alive. They almost lose Jabs here, who manages to just get back to safety with the Glimmer Cape. So I'm getting low, yep.
This saves.
The saves. What do you, that's with an Ice Blast. It still doesn't matter.
Jabs not fighting against a Zeus, survives on 10% HP all the time every game. Winter Wyvern, Lion. Just ban the Zeus.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but they did. That was the game, well, at least the game plan at the end of the draft. They could have picked Zeus instead of PL. And it was one of those things where I remember in the draft thinking, okay, if they want to get Zeus again against TB, they have to pick it now. There's no way where Fnatic going to give them a last pick Zeus once again. Instead, they felt like PL was going to be the answer, but so far it has not worked for them.
like they picked the Zeus the PL because they wanted to save their DP flex pick, right? They didn't want to show their mid lane. They last pick Amber. If they pick a Zeus there, that means they are showing the DP as a pos tree. So
Yeah.
maybe they just value the other flex picks on mid and the off lane.
And you up. Going for some warding. Fnatic. They had eyes.
Like maybe for Neon, because they picked the PL on the 4th pick, because of that, then they still have the option to put the DP on the mid or off lane. And maybe for their last pick, they could have gotten some game-changing hero that would have made everything good, like sort of like the Zeus last game, right? But they just didn't have any. They just didn't have any special pick to like change the tide of the draft, and they picked the Ember, which is like it's all right, but like we're watching this game, if he's not like really enabled by his team to take fights, he can't win the game by himself, even though Yopaj has been playing like excellent.
And it does really feel like a big picture strategy thing. Like, it feels like every individual player on OB.Neon, this game and this entire series has really delivered some fantastic Dota and made the right plays, but draft-wise, strategy-wise, things not clicking here. And Fnatic find themselves in a position where, with complete map control, good vision as well, they are ready to take another fight fairly soon, I imagine, as soon as this Metamorphosis is back up. They've got a Butterfly as well on Raven, and it does really feel like he is this unkillable PB boss now in this upcoming fight.
Yep, they have absolutely no way to deal with him right now with the BKB. Only the Ice Blast, but I mean, if the TB is full HP and hit him with Ice Blast, like, there's nothing to be done.
Yeah. And you mentioned, of course, you can Sunder through it. You've got the press the attack to save him if he gets, stunned or gone on. I mean, there is only the one stun anyways with the Nyx Impale.
Yep, so I think right now the game is pretty simple for Fnatic. We want to choke out the map and we want to take the Rosh. Cut all the 3 lanes, take the Rosh because Neon can't fight. Get the Aegis on the TB, hit high ground.
They've also maybe going to find some pickoffs along the way. Stopping any kind of shenanigans. They know OB.Neon's going to be looking to avoid any team fight outside of their base, so any pickups you can get when you have a Legion Commander feel great, because he's up to 80 bonus damage. Usually dual damage is not a big part of what Legion Commander does in competitive Dota, but when you get enough of it, it can make a difference.
Yep, the Lion as well. The Lion has 5 finger kills.
Oh yeah.
I'm not that good at math. GoDz, can you do the math? 40 damage per kill, 725 base.
Hover over it. Don't worry, I didn't do the math. It tells you.
Oh really?
Yep, the tooltip. Here we go, high ground we go. Without a Nyx, they feel like they can just breach, and it looks like they're more than right here with this TB Metamorphosis. The press the attack from Death. Death is just positioning behind the TB. And this is going to be a free melee Rex. It looks like Ice Blast is going to land. Raven going to be forced back here. He's got the Sunder though if he wants to turn and look for a target. It may just leave Xuan to try and go for the Rax with the Edict here, and it looks like he is going to just run on in. No answer coming as Fnatic get themselves a free melee Rax. They just need to get out here. Xuan gets press the attack once again, looking for a Carapace is the Nyx, but the Impale doesn't land here. Charging forward is Yopaj. He's got a BKB on the Ember Spirit. He's trying to do enough damage, but who's he even going to be able to go for here? The Exorcism coming in. Death in some trouble. That's the save. If they can get Death, it'd be huge, but he gets the press the attack up on himself. He's going to turn, look to fight, doesn't get a duel. If he actually dies way too fast, Xuan in trouble as well. The Leshrac dead, and OB.Neon holding their high ground. The PL with all the illusions, trying to juke and jive. Doesn't have to worry about a Leshrac anymore, and they're actually not just holding, but getting kills here. TB does get away, but they get 3 kills and keep themselves alive. OB.Neon with a sign of life.
Yeah, the meta ran out and TB had to run away from the fight. I was really surprised that Fnatic just decided to go for the mid-Rex like that without taking the Rosh first, but I can respect it because Neon's lineup doesn't really do the Rosh quickly, so even if, let's say you commit your meta and BKB for the mid-Rex, right, and you get out, you're not that afraid that Neon are just gonna walk into Rosh and take it. So I can respect that Fnatic took the initiative to go for the mid-Rex because they understood their timing. They have this Butterfly against PL. Before the PL gets MKB, like this PL doesn't really do anything to the TB.
And they probably feel like, between TB having BKB as well as the Shard on Legion, they have so much, and the Abaddon, they have all this save and all this defensive tools.
Yep.
Which for the most part was true.
Yeah, a team that wanted to play it safe would have just waited for the rush. But I like it. I like that they went for the mid-rex, even though it didn't end perfectly.
Wasn't a disaster, that's for sure. They got the melee racks. They do lose a couple, including 2 of their cores, but TB not one of those heroes to go down. So definitely helps out OB.Neon a lot. Just the getting the experience. Some of these heroes like the PL about to hit level 20, Ember level 20 as well. So we're gonna see Yopaj picking up an Aghanim Scepter and 50 gold. So some nice item pickups and key levels on the OB.Neon side may set them up to potentially contest Roshan, which is just respawning, and I think AA, yeah, his Ice Vortex should scout this out, so they know that this Rosh is up now.
This is the second Rosh with the cheese and the shard. OB.Neon, if they let this go, they basically lost the game, so they're gonna do everything that they can to contest this Rosh, I think.
Nick's kind of running in. I guess trying to figure out if there's any sentries or anything, but that's a very bold play from him. If they see him, which they don't currently, a Blink Jewel would just be the death of him.
Yep. The PL actually bought a Reaver. He's not saving for buyback. I can respect that. I think this is most likely going to be the last fight around the Rosh pit.
Yeah. Has the
And
Ag Shard upgrade for the Spirit Lance?
He really needs that HP in the fights. If not, these spells are just going to kill all of his illusions so quickly.
Yeah, it feels like when you're in these positions where you're down, 10, 15, 20k gold, and you can't be saving for buyback, or suddenly you're,
Yep.
down even more.
Yep, no point saving for buyback if you're just gonna lose the fight. Gotta do everything you can to win this next fight.
Yeah. Even some of these other heroes like Ember have the same idea. He just fully commits and buys the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah, the Ember actually needs buyback. He needs 1k gold for buyback, but his buyback will actually matter so much because he can actually rejoin the fight compared to the PL's buyback, which is kinda shit because he can't really TP to the outpost or anything to join back the Rosh fight.
Yep.
So yeah, if Yopaj actually manages to let's say Fnatic don't go for the Rosh right now, right? And Yopaj manages to get 1k gold somewhere, like I think he can actually change the fight. His buyback.
Well, they're gonna reconnect back in. Some ping issues. SEO Dota things. Nothing out of the ordinary. And we'll see. How is this Nyx Ags gonna change the game too much? Do you feel CTM's about halfway there?
I think it's not fundamentally gonna change the fight, but something good could happen from it. Like if he manages to stun the LC and the Abaddon at a very awkward timing where the TB doesn't press BKB because the TB is expecting the save, and then he just gets bursted down or something like that. That's where it could make a difference. But fundamentally, I feel like if Fnatic is ready for it, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference.
Nice blast. Scouts out the Roshan pit, sees nothing's up. It's Fnatic who is smoked around this top lane, looking for an initiation. Ember in the trees, has to be careful here. Death may have his smoke get popped if he walks too close, and it looks like Fnatic gonna back off and maybe go for Rosh instead. Ice Blast will be back up in 15, but there is a small window where they don't have to worry about it. It looks like Fnatic are just gonna... Wow, they kill Rosh so fast.
But this is gonna be Aegis on the Leshrac and Cheese on the TB, I imagine.
And Shard on...
Yep. Oh!
On
No
left.
punch! Oh! He almost stole the cheese.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, he opened up the item slots to go for that play.
Yep.
That would have been... Any item he would have got there could be really nice for him and his team.
Yep. So the Leshrac has the Aegis and has the Aghanim Shard from the Rosh, and the Terrorblade has the cheese. I imagine
it's hard
Fnatic's
to
just
trap.
gonna walk bottom now, take the second lane of Rex.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
I mean, how hard do OB.Neon need to defend? At some point, do they just say, let's just delay them and give up a Rax? Or do they need to do whatever they can to initiate and take a fight, do you feel?
I mean, the PL has hard in 100 gold, so that's the only thing they're waiting on, I think. There's nothing else that they're waiting on, so if you're gonna give up the Rex, Fnatic's just gonna go for the next one as well, so you might as well defend the bot Rex and try The only item progression that Neon has on all of their heroes right now is the Nyx Assassin. He could have Daga in 1.1k gold, but that's like too far. He's like trying to hit some creeps right now in the triangle, but 1.1k is way too much.
Yeah, there's
Fnatic
not
are coming right now.
really anything he can sell either. So I mean, he's got like his, his wand, some fluffy hats, but that's not going to really get you any closer to that Ag Scepter anytime soon. So he probably does want to buy that point booster while he's near the secret shop if possible. But yeah,
Let me do the calculation. So Cherokee Boots, he's gonna get 410 gold, about 410. Wand, he's gonna get 220, so that is 630. 630 fluffy hats,
125 each, right?
125. So 630 plus 125 is.
Well, he's got 2 fluffy hats.
Oh yeah, it's 250. So that's what, 700 or something. Wait, 610 plus 250. I mean, almost. Just a little bit more.
His inventory will be Aghanim Scepter and nothing else. No boots and nothing.
Maybe he sells the dust too.
Yep. Don't need detection. Don't worry. There's no Ricky in the game.
Yep. Tells AA, you buy all, please. I Aga now.
Yep.
I mean, I think it's pretty legit, right? If you think that is the last fight, just sell your boots, just sell it.
Oh yeah. Oh, if they're going high, I guess, but they probably don't think it's necessarily the last fight. They may just decide to let Fnatic siege and take this lane of Rax, or do whatever they can to try and delay it. But we'll wait and find out what the plan is going to be, because here come Fnatic looking to put the nail in the coffin for OB.Neon and their hopes of staying in the winner bracket. This is not elimination, but this is definitely the place you want to be as far as making it a TI. You're going to feel a whole lot more comfortable in the upper bracket as Shuan is trying to see Chigron. He's just taking constant chip damage, the sleight of fist spam.
There's a bounty rune, Scam. Take the bounty rune, it's 33 minutes.
Ooh.
Oh no, don't show top. He needs 300 gold.
He's doing what he can. He's hitting creeps. He's like, forget bounty runes. I want creeps. Don't worry. He's 100 gold away now. He's going to get there. Yep. Juan goes to the high ground again with another edict. They pop the glyph. They're still buying time. The Nyx is going to have it. He's going to be TPing back momentarily to get that Ag Scepter for the high ground defense. They've got no more glyph now to play around. It's now or never if you want to defend this bottom Rax. Tier 3 tower gonna go down, and now the next focus is gonna be this melee barracks. Juan's edict coming back up in a couple of seconds, and it looks like OB.Neon not really finding the way to start this fight off. They blink him with jabs. He gets instantly stunned up though. He's got to be careful, but they're going to go in on the Death Prophet, who doesn't even get a chance to exorcism. Yanuel in the backlines gets taken out by the BKB Legion commander as well. They've lost 2 and the Rax. It was like too little too late. OB.Neon tried to delay for as long as they could to get Nyx Ags, but in the end, it changed absolutely nothing.
Yep. Maybe he should have sold the boots.
And having this BKB on Legion, it just meant Death could just blink in and Jewel and just get an insta-free kill.
Yep. The only thing that deals with the BKB, like at this point, this EXO is just because there's no sort of like minus armor or anything. This EXO is not that scary, and this DP dies so easily. So as long as the DP EXO is not doing much, because you have so many spells to clear the PL illusions, the only real thing that like your BKBs are just so strong, right? Like every game, the value of BKBs and the value of these items change based on the heroes. And in this game, this triple BKB on Fnatic is just too strong. In this 7 or 8 seconds, it's impossible for Neon to fight.
Well, we'll see. Perhaps the last round this top lane. CTM is set up with the Ag Scepter, and they can delay this. They've only got a minute left on this Aegis, so I imagine the discussion is around the, what exact second will this Aegis be expiring? Can we find a play, some kind of miracle play to build this TB? Oh, sorry, Aegis, there is no more Aegis. Oh, sorry, the Aegis is not on the TB, on the Leshrac, so kill this Leshrac as the Aegis expires.
I'm pretty surprised that they are not just like going to the tower right now while they have Aegis. I think the Aegis is expiring in like 50 seconds.
The BKB was being
5
delivered,
seconds.
so Lesh just gets a BKB delivery, but yeah, time has kind of run out. Death is looking for another Blink Jewel initiation on the high ground, perhaps. Do they have any way to get vision? DJ drops a ward, and instantly they Blink Jewel. BKB popped as well. Nyx Assassin, yeah, he's pretty tanky. He is still going to go down. They still got the damage. Omryu with the BKB exorcism trying to scare a Fnatic. not the target I think Fnatic were looking for, so they're going to be pushed back. On Ryu, he chased too far, his BKB wore off. He's melting, he has to defensively use, but Xuan's there with the Split Earth waiting for him. Ember Spirit goes in with the Remnants, not enough damage coming in. The Death Prophet dead without buyback. PL being forced to just doppelganger away. Full on retreat. OB.Neon. PL gets caught with the Yule Scepter. The Aegis does expire, but I'm not sure it's going to matter too much. Raven on the high ground with the cheese, getting low, but has the oppressive attack to back him up, and he's going to just take out the tier 3 tower. Now gets to work on the racks. Is there anything to defend the melee racks? Does not look like it. As OB.Neon going to be facing Mega Creeps, and not sure they have a whole lot else to throw at Fnatic to turn this game around.
Yep, the Nyx is looking for a sort of an angle, but it's just so hard. They have 2 saves.
They get a Lion kill. Just to support though. Now, if Fnatic wanted to, they could have maybe tried to save him with the Abaddon and the Legion press the attack, but they know the position they're in, which is we just got Mega Creeps, and if we want, we can wait another, what, 3 minutes for Roshan, or however long it takes, and just go for Rosh number 3.
Yep, they're camping this high ground ward though. They look like they're posturing.
B-Ward as well, but here come OB.Neon. I think they know now's the time to take a fight. Yopaj just goes jumping in with the Fire Remnant. They look for a Blink Jewel, but actually Death's going to get even after the Sleight of Fist, so Yopaj in trouble. He goes down with buyback. Does he throw it out right away? Xuan in some trouble on the Leshrac here. Has the BKB to try and get himself out. Spider legs over the hill. He will get back to safety, but the chase is still on. Ember holding the buyback. Doesn't want to throw too much into this, as they're already in such a dire position that you feel like they just have to cut their losses.
Yeah, Death managing to find the duel onto the Ember even after the slide. I'm not sure, maybe Yopaj didn't have any spirits anymore.
Yeah.
But if he had spirits, that was definitely a slight misplay by him.
I think he used most of them aggressively to try to do as much damage as possible.
Yeah. Everyone's kind of desperate when you're down like this.
That really sums up this game right now, is just desperation. There's just so little OB.Neon have as far as options go. And Fnatic, they could wait for that Rosh, but they also say, well, I think we're good to go. We got Metamorphosis back up. We've got a Leshrac with Edict, and Ember's dead. He may be forced to buy back here as Tier 4 tower is melting quickly. Ember going to buy back. We'll see what Fnatic do. Do they stick around?
I think they should back.
Oh, Jabs has other ideas. He sets things up. Goes in with the Hex on the Nyx. The Jewel is there with the BKB, and that's a dead Nyx Assassin. Does have buyback. Nemo on the backlines. They've lost Lion. Jabs gets focused, and DJ's going to be a little bit careful. Has got the borrowed time still, so he's going to be able to kind of rely on this second life here as the Exorcism gets negated with the death of the Death Prophet. TB just looking mighty uncounted here on the front lines. Press the attack to help bail him out a little bit. And OB.Neon feeling like there's just not a whole lot they can do anymore.
Dude, Raven is 11, 0, and 10. This guy, last game he died like what, once? This game he has 0 deaths.
Yeah.
TV.
I think game 1 he had 0 deaths as well.
Yeah, guys, just ban it. I think this TV is
just ban it. Simple. Come on, OB.Neon. No, it's so tough. Yeah, the position they're in now is, you know, pick your poison. They thought they maybe had an answer with the PL, but Fnatic have just put themselves in an almost unlosable situation. They charge him with the Lesh. The press the attack save is there. No BKB. Let's just be a little bit careful for 5 more seconds. They've got the Jewel once again. Death up to plus 220 damage. Are you kidding me? This guy playing the carry Legion in the off lane. The CTM and the Nyx is sitting there around the entire enemy team. I imagine they can deal with this Nyx. Maybe not. He's gonna zone him away. They lost the Ember, who doesn't buy back.
They just have no detection or something. Yeah, they
okay,
have no detection.
I was wondering. I think the Lion had the gem and died. So yeah, the Lion died with gem, and as a result, yeah, Nyx. I think he stole. Oh, he has a gem. I don't know where the second one is anymore.
That was pretty funny. All of them were surrounding him like, guys, where is he?
Yeah. Smart play from CTM, recognizing that nobody had detection. He could just stand in the middle of 5 heroes.
Is Fnatic gonna wait for the Roche? Let's just go in. Oh, the Roche is actually up.
Roche is up, yeah. It's like they don't even have to. That's what I was thinking. I was like, okay, they'll wait for Roche, but oh wait, just no wait needed. Kind of, you know, maybe if they're not going for Roche, that really says something about how confident they are they've won this game because, or they just want to go while Ember's dead. If they go for Roche, they may give time for Ember's respawn.
Yeah, I think
they're
Ember
going to charge
is
in.
more important than the Roche.
Leshrac running in, the TP with Metamorphosis. If they want, they can just focus the buildings. They get the Blink Jewel. Onryu gets deleted. Next in line is going to be the Nyx, and they've got nothing to defend the base. OB.Neon tap out, and Fnatic, another 3-game win. We saw it yesterday. We see it again today.
Yep, but Fnatic doing much better today compared to yesterday, right? Like, today their lanes and everything, it just felt like everything went according to plan. Like, maybe in the second game they didn't get the fights that they wanted to get, but yeah, that's about it.
All right. I am curious to hear. I mean, having seen Fnatic, I mean, do you think they're one of the top contenders or even favorites now to win the Southeast Asia region? They're in the top 3. Obviously, all that matters is winning, but they are going to be in that winner bracket final. How good of a shot do you give them?
Yeah, for sure. I think them and GXR are my picks. I like the way Fnatic and GXR are playing. But Boom and TNC are obviously pretty strong as well. The others look a bit like they're lacking behind.
Sounds like you're picking the team with Singaporean players, Ponlo.
I think we need to go to a break.
We'll hear more about that later as we head to a break, and we'll bring back Nat in and hopefully get to talk to one of the Fnatic guys. We'll see you then.